Radio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
But part two will start. The part two's main event, and this obviously it's the main event of the whole card, will be Jermell Charlo versus Jeison Rosario, and this one's going to be for the WBC, WBA, and IBF Junior Middleweight titles or Super Welterweight titles, if you want to, whichever unification. A rare 3-belt unification at 154. Winky Wright's the only one to have actually done this, and that was like 15 years ago. So this is significant too.
Simpler times.
Yes, and this will probably be the first time where a PBC has organically unified 3 belts. I mean, Andy Ruiz won 3 belts, but that's a different situation. This one's going to be, Andy Ruiz was not seen as the top dog at heavyweight. This one, the winner of this fight will pretty much be the top dog at 154, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't explain it, but it's like, for me, it's like, because I feel like this fight, the actual main event is the one that has more prestige, but part one's main event is the better fight for me. So it's like, I'm torn.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
the first Charlo fight is more intriguing, but I think this fight's going to be more entertaining.
I disagree. I completely disagree. I feel like it's prestige, but I already know how the main event's going to go. So like this.
So you think Mel is going to wipe his ass with Rosario?
I'm not gonna say all that now. Wipe his ass.
I mean, that's what you. I mean, you saying like a KO knockout, like it's like forthcoming, like it's already written, like like.
I mean, it's halfway there.
Wow, I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna disrespect Rosario's chances like that.
I'm not gonna say it's going to happen, but it's overwhelmingly favorite. The overwhelmingly favorite.
Unless those belts are cursed, meaning anytime somebody gets them, they get their ass knocked out in the fight afterwards. You might have a point.
That shit is either way, I'm excited for this fight because Rosario at least. Rosario, he has a knockout loss before. Earlier in his career to Nathaniel Gallimore, but dude rebounded though, and he, definitively knocked out J-Rock earlier this year for them belts too. Like,
beat the shit out of him before the knockout. It wasn't just
just what the doctor ordered. A cheating.
Ordered them uppercuts and right hand to wash it down.
That's
take 2 of these uppercuts every night and wash it down with this right hand.
Oh man, so this fight, it's a very spectacular fight, man. I personally can't. Because like I said, there's so much on the line. Of course, the ring belt will be on the line. Oh shit! Stop that. Let me stop back my echo, man. Sorry about that. The ring belt will be on the line too as well, and I'm going to respect Rosario's chances though for this fight though. I will, because I've seen the videos. Like, dude is in shape. Like, he's not coming here to lose.
And he could box. He has decent hand speed. He has a hard jab, good variety of punches.
He hits hard with both hands.
Both hands. He's game. Mm-hmm. He's a competitive guy. He didn't even wanted to keep fighting Gallimore when they fought. Yeah,
and then also too, I want to highlight too, both of these fighters won their belt. They were title winning in the last fights. They were title winning bouts. They won by knockout. Now they didn't go around talking about, I'm gonna face this man today, I'm gonna face this man today. That they said, you know what, this is the fight here. They threw themselves in the fire for this fight. They didn't try to milk this fight. This was the fight to make, and they made it happen.
No bullshit ass homecoming fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just a real fucking fight, like real unification. Mm-hmm. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, like this fight, like the winner of this would probably get a pound for pound spot for real. Like they would, because they'd be top dog in their division.
Yeah, I agree on that. Like Yeah.
So I mean, so basically, so what are we thinking, guys? Like, how do you think this fight will go?
Nah, I want to hear what King P got to say. Let me sit back, let him explain this blowout.
I mean, okay, maybe I was a little,
something else. Hold on.
Maybe I was a little eager and overzealous. I'm not saying that Charlo is going to like obliterate Rosario. I just feel like it's he's the comfortable favorite in this. I think Rosario will bring it because, I mean, is he not Dominican? Like, we all know I've never met a Dominican that can't punch. So, but I just feel like Charlo is the better boxer. And I feel like he's going to...
I don't know about that, though, but keep going.
I just feel like Charlo has learned to punch. Well, actually, no. I can't even say Charlo's a better boxer now because Charlo, I've complained to you, LB, about Charlo's boxing and how it's regressed from, like, you know, because of who his trainer is, but that's another story. I don't know. I just feel like he should get the knockout. It's just a hunch. Just my gut feeling.
Before you used to say Jermell was the better boxer, but then, you know, last year, I mean, when J-Rock beat up Hurd, you was like, man, J-Rock, he'll beat Mel's ass.
I didn't say that.
You favored him.
Again,
you had some emphasis on that.
I was back and forth for a while about Hurd and Charlo, like back and forth, like forever. Like I kept waffling because I couldn't pick a winner for that one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about J-Rock and Charlo.
Oh, J-Rock and Charlo? Oh, sorry. Yes, right, wrong fight. Yeah,
you did say.
I did favor. Yes, I did favor. As long as his chin, but we all know J-Rock's chin can't be trusted. So.
Absolutely. Shout out to the guy J-Rock though.
Pat with the ad lib. That's right. Absolutely.
And I was there when he was iced by Jamal too. Oh, excuse me, Jamal. You know, so it's like, you know, it's just like when you actually see it up live, you're like, damn, this nigga really got iced like that, bro. Shit. Good times. It's good times, good people. But yeah, though this fight. I mean, Pete. I see your skepticism about this fight. It would be like some shit though if this fight ends in one round and Mel.
No, it's not gonna end in one round. I'm not saying all that now.
No one thought the Lubin fight had ended one round.
That one surprised the hell out of me. But like, I'm trying to make a comparison. How do I say this? I think this fight will be like similar to when, and I was there for this, like it will be similar to, I can see it being similar to the Hatley fight, but Rosario is obviously better than Hatley to me, but.
Yeah, Hatley has so many flaws. Like he had a bad chin, bad defense and bad chin. Usually one of the others you can try to work around with, but yeah. Hatley had both, and you know he got his ass highlighted at some point. You know?
But everybody thought Hatley would give him trouble. Like everybody thought Hatley would give Charlo huge trouble. I remember that. Right.
I did. I never realized how bad his fucking chin was.
Everybody's chin is bad against Charlo.
True though. But no. I do think Rosario. I do think it depends how Mel actually fights this dude. Like if he goes balls to the walls, I do think he will walk into something. Because he's been down before. He's the Charlo that's actually been down in a fight before. I've seen it, you know. So I mean, I do think he may walk in something if he's too reckless against Rosario. And he also can't rely on the factor like he did with Harrison, that Harrison will tire himself out. Rosario's tank is pretty good, but the one thing with Rosario, he just might be the experience. Like Mel has to fight him smart, like super smart. Like it can't be, he can't go to Buffalo. Like he has to, the jab has to be there. He has to go to Rosario's body. That's for damn sure. You got to make sure that dude is, you got to wear him down. You got to wear him down for multiple rounds. Don't try to one shot him. And I do think this fight will end in a knockout, but it would be like maybe a round 10, round 11 knockout for Charlo. So I think he's gonna have to put in some work against Rosario in order to put him away. But yeah, if he goes balls to the walls, I do think Charlo will get clipped, and clipped hard. LB, what about you?
Well, let me put this out, bro.
This nigga's taking his medicine right now.
First off, good matchup. I think it's the more dangerous fight out of the two Charlo fights. Because you got more variables in favor of Jermell than you have for Jermell in this fight.
Word.
With Jermell, you run the risk of a guy who just had his big moment, and he might be hungry enough to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys, they win their belt, and it's on some King of New York shit. You guys got fat while we starved. I mean,
word.
Other dudes, they win their belt, and it's like, fuck it. Show me Mr. Best.
Yeah, they catch
looking for Mr. Best. Shout outs to Glenn Johnson.
Hey.
And Rosario, just you watch a lot of boxers over the years. Some of them, you look in their eyes and you just see this kid's hungry, man. I think he's gonna be whooping Jermell's ass for a little bit, and Jermell's gonna pull out. He's gonna do what he used to do. He's gonna do He's gonna do what he did when he was on that run where he was struggling with everybody, but then soul clapping them and shit.
Word.
I do kind of agree with Pat that I see Mel with a late stoppage, but I think he might get dropped and he might be losing rounds. But the way the knockout will come, Rosario's good. He has the gas tank, but he's one of those guys, his form kind of slackens as the fight goes on.
Right. Yeah.
He's hittable. He's very hittable.
Yeah, but when he's throwing them bombs at your ass, he's technically sound, and he's hittable even then, but it's harder to land those bombs when that fires at you like that. So
word.
I think he's gonna get off his shots and he's gonna look good and he's gonna be kind of carrying the fight. Jermell might be fighting behind him a little bit, but I think Jermell's gonna run him into something big and devastating, and then that's all she wrote. But Rosario's gonna bring it to him. I think this is a good, dangerous fight for both guys.
Right.
But Rosario, I'm not saying he's one of those guys that looks visibly tired, but when that fatigue sets in a little bit, when the rounds start going in, the hands start getting a little lowered.
Mm-hmm.
The punches kind of come back slower to the guard position. Left hand drops a little.
Yeah.
But then that was the Rosario before he, leveled up and got them belts.
Exactly.
So, he might have kind of fixed those things. But if we're just going on past fights, then if he's still the same, or he still has those same flaws when presented to that level,
Charlo will expose those flaws at some point, if that's the case.
Yes, because that's the thing. Jermell, he's like a Zab in a way where he always lands at least one crazy good shot on your ass. Like those those kung fu movies that he's like the villain that he always gonna land some crazy move on you, and if you're supposed to be the hero of the story, you're supposed to either take it and come back with something better, or he might just knock your ass out for good if you like the damn Krillin of the story, or sidekick or some shit. Is Rosario like the hero? Is he gonna be able to take what Jermell gives him and bounce back and say, fuck all that, nigga, I won't be denied, it's my time? I don't know.
I just want to point out something because I had to just dig in the crates real quick. Not too far in the crates, but I had to dig in the crates. So we did a poll topic in late July. And the question was, Ring Gang Radio, Twitter, please follow. The poll was, who is the most likely to win by KO in their upcoming fight? I remember the options were Tank, Jermell Charlo, and Jermell Charlo. Out of the 35 votes, there were 35 of them, 51 said Jermell.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody favored. That's why I said Jermell is the overwhelmingly favorite to be the winner, and may very well knock him out.
Yeah, because because Jermell's not the type of guy who, the dude don't box no more like he used to. He's not using the ring. I mean, he can move and he's capable of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. He can box. He can box. I just don't know why lately he just hasn't.
Because what he's doing is more effective.
Because
I think the reason why, because I mean, when the Charles were coming up, Jermell was seen as the exciting fighter. Jermell was seen as the boxer, and Jermell was the one that started getting the early attention and all that shit. And I think he didn't. And I think Mel was just like, you know what, I can punch too. So
even then, I don't see Jermell, like what you said. If he goes balls to the wall. I don't think he'll go full balls to the wall.
He never does. He just kind of.
I was just gonna say, one of the things that I've always said about Jermell, and this is why one of the reasons why when everybody talked about with Charlo and Hurd back and forth, I was always like, my thing with Charlo is I've always found him to be way too economical with his punches. So he's not a guy to me that I could just see going balls to the wall because he's too economical for his own good.
Yeah, because he gets away from hitting you with a dedicated jab. Like Jermell is more patient. He walks you down and he's more steady. Like Jermell never fights behind you as much as Jermell does. Like Jermell will be losing, but it's more of a, okay, he's in there with you and you still got to watch out for him type of guy. Like even in the Coral Bowl fights, Jermell was get hit with big lefts for like the first 4 or 5 rounds. But the thing is, he always responded back, and he's not like Coral Bowl was dish-ragging him in those rounds. Whereas Jermell, he's a guy that when he loses, he kind of loses cleanly. Like it almost seemed like he's barely in the fight, save for a couple of punches. And then it's just, he times you right, he sets up the perfect shot, and boom, he gets you. Jermell kind of is a little more cerebral in my opinion.
Word. Oh man, so yeah, I honestly can't wait for this fight because, like I said, just like you just don't know. Like honestly, the more unknown variables in this fight, it does make the fight a little better to me sometimes, especially for this.
Yeah, I think it is the better fight. It's a unification fight.
It's just hard also because as much as Rosario has come up, I still can't shake that Gallimore fight out of my head.
I mean, I shook it when he beat the guy that beat Gallimore. So,
no, even then, I still can't shake it out of my head. Like,
I mean, I thought he looked great. Like J-Rock made him look like a damn Hall of Famer world beater, bro. Like,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could make a case that he looked better than Jermell did against Harrison twice.
Of course, yeah.
Oh man!
And this is a Harrison that lost to Hurd and Willie Nelson and
Yeah, that Willie Nelson shit, which had me shaking my head too.
Yeah,
I remember that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, the Willie Nelson fight basically just let me know that Harrison, Harrison does not have next. Like, and that was all. That was
until next year. No, next year.
It was Harrison when he was coming. Harrison was knocking people out when he was coming.
Yeah, he was. Like, that's the thing. Tony Harrison was starching dudes, and then And remember, he was beating the hell out of her. Like, he had the boxing skills. I'm okay, not beating the hell out, but he was beating him.
Yeah, he was beating him clearly. And then his
I won't say he was beating him because I don't think he ever really hurt her. So
yeah, that's nothing. But he was winning the fight. Like, he was winning the fight clear. Like,
winning, and then the gas chamber is just empty.
Yeah, and then
the pressure chamber opened.
Yeah.
He needs to like keep a boxing version of roadside assistance. The fuck.
Yeah, Rosario Harrison will be. No, I'm sorry. Harrison and J-Rock would be the perfect front runner fight. Like,
word, you know, and it can easily made. Like I said, 154. 154, we give respect for a division that it does move and it actually does make the fights that they should make. So I mean, I would love to see that fight. Just
it's the template for all these other divisions.
Yeah, 154 moves very quickly.
Yeah,
there's always 2 or 3 major fights a year for that division, and then you'll have like little side fights that you're like, interesting. Like, right. You know, just like 140 is the same way, but I don't think the guys have the names and the names of the prestige.
Yeah, the prestige.
You know, so yeah, that's the thing. So I mean, 154, it moves, and I'd love to see more 154 on other PBC cards that haven't been announced. You know,
yeah, it's one of those divisions where like you could really stack a card with meaningful fights from that division.
Absolutely.
And just let it go. Like, I honestly wish boxing would kind of get back to that sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, 154 really is. I mean, like, I don't know. That's why I remember we did the poll topic of which was the more exciting division, 140 and 154. It's like 154 is like the template for everybody.
Yeah, like 175 been following it too.
But I mean, I also do think it's also because like even though it isn't like it's never been 154 has never been considered like prestigious like that. So I think it's always been easier to move around.
So hold on, are we giving it the light skin pass?
Oh no!
Are we saying, well, you know, I mean, yeah, you know, she look good. But, I mean, she light skin too.
I feel like if 154 had the historical prestige of 147, like niggas would be like extra deep.
But how much historical prestige you need when you didn't have Winky, Shane, Trinidad, Vargas, you know, Terry, all these big fights.
Yeah, 154 has always had some prestige.
They've had prestigious fighters, but it's never really been considered a prestigious division. I don't know why. It just hasn't. Like, to the eyes of, you know.
Yeah, because it's not one of the, like, because everybody looks at welterweight, then they look at middleweight. It's like 154 is, you know, people kind of like, like they ignore it, but if you look at it, 154 gives you like the best of both of those.
I think the reason why is because, you know, especially a lot of the boxing media who can still be very old fashioned, like think of it, oh well, 154 it wasn't a division back in the day, so we think about it like that. Like those divisions are like,
it's 2020, like back in the day could be like 2000 now. Like, and you could go even further back and be like, damn, you know, 154 been putting it down. So, I mean, you know, that's why, you know, Ring Gang Radio, we represent that new media.
Absolutely.
You know, and we telling the new truths out here. So we just gonna stamp it today. You know, mark this day on your calendars. September 20th, junior middleweight 154 is a premier division in boxing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm just telling you how other people. I
agree with that. A lot of people kind of side eye that shit sometimes, but then the next day they're like, "Oh man, you remember Trinidad Vargas?
Yeah, exactly.
You remember De La Hoya Vargas?
Oh man,
you know. So like, which one is it? Like, you know, black girl lost or shorty owe you for ice."
Exactly, man. And like I said, I mean, I do feel 154's time is coming in terms of actually crossing over into the mainstream of boxing. I do think it's coming.
Like we mentioned, a lot of those fighters at 154, like Trinidad, but I feel like Trinidad is more like known for, like, people identify him more as a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Like even like Tommy Hearn.
I feel you, but it was the 154 that gave him like I think some of his best performances, like you know, I'm like for example, I think like Floyd at 140 is peak Floyd. I think at 154 is peak Tito.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about that though. We little hint for later on. We're gonna talk about that. But for example, like Tommy Hearns to me, I consider Tommy Hearns the best 154 fighter. Like I like just at 154, Tommy Hearns is at the top. But most people remember him more for being a welterweight, even though he was at 154 longer than he was at 147, and he never lost at 154.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He had a classic fight with Leonard at 147.
Right. Exactly. And then 160, obviously, you know, there's like 154, like 154 historically has always had good fights. But like I said, like LB said, the prestige between 147 and 160 has always kind of kept it as like the redheaded stepchild in those.
Yeah, it's a little middle child that got, you know, looked over and shit, you know, because I grew up as a middle child, so I was 154, so you know.
I wouldn't know about that. I was the oldest.
Same here.
Oh, so you was 160. Everybody was just like, yeah, get King P this, get him more. Hold on, it's your birthday, but it was your sister's birthday. Hold on, it's your birthday again now. Fuck it.
But then when my younger sister came along, she got all the good stuff, and it was, well, who's this age and who's this age? So like now I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm nah, fuck middleweight. Middleweight's whack now. 154 is more John Blaze, you know what I'm saying?
Like, that's the thing, like Trinidad, like when you compare him to Tito, like more people remember Tito as a welterweight. But like the most classic fights he had at like 154, like that Vargas fight, everybody always look at that as a fucking classic.
Yes, sir.
Even the damn Reed fight was a beat down good ass fight.
Yes, sir.
Whereas in welterweight, most people remember the De La Hoya fight for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
And they'll bring up it's like he got a lot of wrong reason ass fights at that weight. Like then Sweet Pea is put up there, and we remember that fight for the wrong reasons because it's like, yeah, like he the first one to really beat him, but you know, he was kind of old, you know, R.I.P.
Yeah.
So I mean, most people go back to Obakar and the Yori Boy Campus fights for Tito at welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we won't talk about middleweight.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all niggas like, but. Oh man, but yeah, I just show you we go off on these tangents because we really fucking feel this fight.
We do.
But yo, I still think Rosario, people sleeping on Rosario. If he was to win, I would not be surprised by the upset. Mm-hmm. But I think Jermell gonna get him late after really being shown to be in a fucking fight. Yes, he's not a guy that's gonna outbox you, dominate you, and win rounds and stop you. He's not a Klitschko. He's not a Floyd. He's not a guy like that. He's one of those guys that's just gonna only be around and knock you the fuck out, and that's what he does.
Absolutely.
But that means he can stop this early. So he can stop this early or late, if at all.
Yeah, if he averaged 60 punches around, he got the fitness for it. But I think he keeps the fitness as like a toughness and durability factor more so than an offensive factor.
Right, because I honestly have never seen Charlo get tired in a fight.
Me neither, yeah.
Never.
Like do I mean, because I've seen he'll fight hard and then he'll slow his work rate down and then he'll fight hard, super hard again late in the fight, like in the Harrison fight, second fight. Like dude can control his
yeah, because he doesn't, and that's why he drops around so clean, because he's not. I don't think he overexerts himself or even puts out a maximum output each round. Like, say if everybody is at 100,
mm-hmm.
Jermell fights at like a 75,
mm-hmm.
and he kind of stays there, or he might be a 60. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I might even just say a 60, like 65. He's there. Jermall fights more like at a 80 if he's losing.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jermell's like at 65, 60, maybe 70, and you know, but then he could go to 100 when he in a flash when he knows he got you or he sees the perfect opening.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost seemed like he has to travel more distance to make up for it. Where a guy like Maul is like, okay, I've been hitting you with the jab. Yeah, I'm losing. Then boom, right hand. What? Mel is like, I know I'm losing, but coach, he won't stand still. He was talking. Like, he fights like the stoop kid, like, you know, just he runs to the bottom and he just starts chucking hard punches, and then when you move, he's like, come back. So, but yeah, I'm amped as fuck for this fight, man. Shit, damn.
Yeah, and then before that fight will happen, you know, we got two more undercard fights for that one, and they are good fights though. You know, actually no, one of them I think is good. The other one's the only one that I actually think is kind of mid, and I think it's kind of fucked up how it's a title fight itself. That fight is, of course, Luis Neri of infamous fame. You know, dude blows weight, PED, all that shit.
He's actually banned from a country.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and now this is the one fight that was made even before COVID. You know, he's going to face Aaron, was it Alameda? In this fight and Alameda is undefeated himself too, but this was supposed to be like a showcase type of fight. That's what it was before COVID. But now this is for a vacant super bantamweight title because the champion, Ray Vargas, broke his leg, so he's going to be out for some time. So WBC is like, you know what? Strip this dude. We're gonna give this guy, the winner of this fight a belt. So Neri,
are you saying champion in recess?
Actually, that's what Vargas is. He is a champion in recess.
Oh, so somebody gonna have to fade him up when he come out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't. So I mean, I could see. I don't want to shit on this because that's a legit like. If you the next two best guys, whatever, you're undefeated, you filling out the card, yeah. I have no problem with this fight. I just hope nobody's cheating or doing no foul, dirty shit.
Yeah, Neri, and this is really for Neri, because Neri has a history of fuckery. Has real fuckery about weight and, shit like that. It's,
But he's a tough customer.
And he hits hard as fuck too. So I mean,
facts.
If anything, we may get a spectacular fade on that one.
Yeah, if all these fights go the fucking distance, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Well, it has to go a distance in a certain way where it's actually good. Like
yeah. I mean, you better give me some Gotti, Yvonne Robinson type fights, and so Trinidad Vargas. If we go in the distance, I mean, almost a distance, because I know somebody's gonna get stopped late. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, and then the other fight, which I think is an underrated fight, and it's not having a lot of attention, is Daniel Rahman, who was released from Matchroom for whatever reason, and this was, I think, was one of the more horrible moves I've actually seen from Matchroom this year. Daniel Rahman pretty much he put on DAZN and Matchroom. Like his fights on there were all were fucking great. I mean, he even has a Fight of the Year candidate in this year, which LB was in the house for.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, now he's on a PBC pay-per-view, and he's facing Juan Carlos Payano, a guy who is rough as anything. I mean, he gave Rashid Warren his first loss. He got iced by Monster in a highlight reel film, and he's a former champion himself. And he also got knocked out by Neri after giving him trouble. So
yeah, guys like Neri got him too.
Yeah, so like this fight itself will probably be a brawl. It will be a brawl as long as it lasts, because like
I mean,
those two.
Payano, is he battle worn?
That's also a case too, because he is getting kind of old. Like he's like 34, 35, I think, maybe even 34.
And he's been knocked down, had hard fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, these undercard is on point, people. I mean, I'm not going. We murder undercards all the time, but
yeah,
they legit. If everybody comes at least even on their fucking B game, I think we'll have some good fights.
Yeah, this will be a special. It will be special. Yeah, and of course, just to mention about that fight, that's also an eliminator, because the winner of that will face Neri, the winner of Neri and Alameda. So
shit. So about time y'all set up some fucking cards.
Yeah, so Neri versus Rahman is what I'm crossing my fingers for, because that shit will be off the chain. I mean, Payano.
Oh, Neri and Roman.
Yeah.
That's a potential barn burner, bro. Like,
yeah, exactly. So this card, that's the rare thing. Like, I mean, it builds and it can build for something else, and I think also too this 154, the 154 fight also has, we gotta hope that no COVID doesn't kill one of those opponents, because there is a backup opponent for that fight. None for the Jermell Charlo just yet. So, but he's not
a backup opponent for Jermell and Rosario.
Yeah, I don't know why that's just backup for that one, but hey, fuck it, But
but do you know his name?
Yeah, I do. I can't pronounce it.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of it's one of the Russians. It's one of Beterbeev's people. The one that looks like Beterbeev. Bakram Murtazalev. 17-0, 13 knockouts. That's tough as anything. Tough. So I mean, we either will get him versus Rosario for his belts, or him versus Charlo for Charlo's belt. One. Yeah, he's the backup COVID. He's the backup opponent. Just in case if one of them gets KO'd by COVID. And then
clever.
Yeah, clever. And PBC smart because they do. Because I mean, it would be kind of fucked if they, yeah,
because they're like, look, we're not taking. We ain't saving off no price now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we giving you the whole brick, bro. I want all the money now.
Mm-hmm.
But you stamping it with some Russian baking soda though.
Funny thing is too, the Russian cat can probably beat Rosario, but Charlo maybe not.
That's the thing. Charlo's one of the most devastating, beatable fighters ever.
Yeah. Oh man.
Always like, I don't know, man. I think you could box him up, man. I mean, look at him. Next minute, like, oh shit, like I told you, Jermell hit hard.
Oh man, this is gonna be great, man. Like this card really is what's good about boxing. Is what boxing needs. Well, except for
that day.
Yeah, I just wish though that this one. I mean, obviously I know the movie theaters were hit hard, but I was always holding hope that it would show it in the movie theaters, because that's how I've pretty much watched every pay-per-view over the last 3 years, pretty much. Except for the Floyd McGregor pay-per-view. I wasn't. Yeah, no, that was a straight stream. I don't give a fuck.
All the money they made, I don't think they lost out on anything.
Right? Shit. But yeah, no.
One of them retired. I mean, we're both retired.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, obviously, if it happens, then we'll definitely share information on our Twitter and our webpage if they do put it in the theaters. But for right now, I mean, yes, I mean you can either order it yourself or go to your friend's house who's a boxing fan, who's a casual maybe, and watch it there. Or you can always
bring your mask if you go to your friend's house.
Exactly.
Yeah, we didn't even mention that with the damn pay-per-view reasoning. It's like, are a lot of bars gonna carry the fight? Because I mean, the social distancing and everybody wearing masks. Like, I don't know if this is one of those fights where, it's a card where, I mean, the card itself is worth the parties, but during this, epidemic.
Yeah, the funny thing, because it depends. I mean, because we don't know how much the Charlos have actually really crossed over, like, into that type of range. You know what I'm saying? To that type of audience. Like, they're known, but they're not like Broner known. Broner can.
But Jermell, he's building up on the fuckery radar though.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always a clip of him arguing or getting pissed off.
I mean, whether it's his brother or some random people at stores and shit like that, niggas be a little high strung sometimes, man.
I like it though. I mean, personally, I know I can relate to Mel, like, always snapping on random people and like, nah, how the fuck this, that. So I definitely, I see how that could get people attention.
Nah, yeah, that definitely, but that gets the wrong attention, because like motherfuckers like I know like don't like Charlo because of all their antics and their moodiness.
I mean, it's boxing. It's not a fucking personality contest.
Well, niggas take that shit into consideration. I don't fuck with that guy.
Niggas need to stop that shit.
I always remember when I went to the Barclays for like the pre-fight like thing, and I met the Charlos and took pictures with him. Like the guy that was like running this shit, like was helping. Like he's like, I wouldn't talk to them today. I talked to them backstage, and like they on their moody shit again. So be careful. Like I'm like, oh boy. Like Charlo always has everything on hand.
Yeah, that's how they are, man.
They don't seem like the type of guy he's like a fan with a mouth off on.
No, absolutely not.
So I'm sorry, Pat. What you were saying? My bad.
I was saying, I mean, that's just how they are, man. Like, like 1 minute they're on point. The other time they're just like, fuck
you, die.
Yeah.
but honestly, they're making it work for him. I'd rather have a guy with a bad attitude, or he's just a dude that just says fuck it, and he goes out there and he's always looking for a knockout and he brings it all the time, than a guy who has an attitude and he's always pissed off, and then he get in the ring and he had like twinkle toes and shit. Like I feel like you gotta fight like your personality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I would say that the funny part is, which is funny because people don't like the Charlo's attitude and shit and take that into consideration, but yet same people will fuck with Tank and his fucking emotional marble moody mouth. Like he's emotional and has marble mouth. Like that's even worse.
Wait, Tank is not really intimidating like that.
Yeah, that's true. Tank, I don't know.
Tank is like 5
aura about him, like than Charlo's. Like, I wouldn't compare him like to that.
Yeah, Charlo's are actually they're decent sized dudes with attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Like Tank is incredibly small. Like he's smaller than Floyd, like Floyd and Broner, and like all of them. So, but he weighs more than them. So like he's a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, he young too. I mean, when I seen him at the damn down here at the Bartholomew Bay fight, like he fought I think before Caleb Plant fought. He was running around the arena hyped. He was sitting in front of me after his fight, and he kept bouncing in his seat and just all over the place. Like he was a ball of energy. Like.
Yeah, he's a young cat, man.
Yeah, so I mean, but Lubin was there, and he was young, and he was laid back, chilling, vibing.
Yeah, just like that's. Yeah, I mean, this is how they are. I mean, Tank is what he is, man. This is how he.
I don't think he's a moody guy though, like, cause he was legit happy. Like when I seen him, like he was just like Charlos. They don't be looking happy.
Yeah, no, they don't. Like they don't give a fuck. Like
meaning of fun is.
Man, it's like you say like, hey man, what's up, man? You having a good day? You're like, what the fuck you care about day good or not? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're not in their price range, like if you're not making what they're making, if you don't run in their circles like that, they typically are, they could be assholes. Like, not every fighter is friendly. I mean, I've been around some fighters are just flat out assholes. Depending on when you actually talk to them, when you actually come.
But then they say everybody's an asshole because everybody got one.
Yes.
So, I mean, I look at it like this: there's somebody out there that think Ring Gang is some assholes. So.
Mm-hmm.
AKA you.
Nah, nigga, shit. Nah.
You the asshole.
Nah, you can't be an asshole. Fuck out of here. Nah, I ain't the black sheep, nigga.
You set the energy for this shit.
Hey, I mean, because it is. I mean, because I guess assholes relate to assholes, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being an asshole sometimes, because some niggas need to get shitted on.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what the Charlos is doing with opponents. They whooping ass, taking names, and that's what we need to see in boxing, especially if you one of those guys that's got an attitude or moody, and you create fuckery, and that's your personality. Then when you get in the ring, you need to double down on that shit and give us results.
Yeah.
I think the Charlos
funny. that's the funny part, because I was laughing because on Twitter last night I was seeing people like kind of like side-eyeing Lubin and Gachet because they was talking all this trash, and then afterwards, you know, in the fight they wasn't fighting like it, and then afterwards they shaking hands and hugging and shit like that, and motherfuckers is like, I thought y'all was going back and forth hating each other. Like, where's that Charlo energy? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and then we'll definitely get into that fight, you know, tomorrow though, about that particular fight. But yeah, no, definitely got co-sign. That energy was strong. I said the same shit too.
Cause see, honestly, that energy is what the casuals and just people like in general, like we all human, got human nature. We pick up off energy and vibes and you know, if you see something put forth like that, you know, you want it on the biggest stage. Like, you know, you guys can't talk all this shit and then, you know, you get in the fight and it's like, oh, that's it.
I mean, because some of it is just talking shit to make the fight, and like to promote a fight. You're not actually meaning it. It seems like Charlo,
it gets to a point where it's like, you know, you either gonna keep talking shit and mean it, or it's just gonna get super obvious that, hey man, we just hyping up the fight. And a lot of these guys don't even make it obvious that they hyping up the fight. They really try to, you know, be gangster with it, and it's like, okay, you bring this shit in the ring, then it's like, okay, tag, you're it, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I mean that's why motherfuckers got mad when Jermell Charlo slumped J-Rock, and then afterwards just went crazy because he took that shit personally.
I wasn't mad at that, because if motherfuckers is talking all that shit for a whole year and you finally get to fade them up, bruh, I'ma love every fucking minute of it. I don't know if y'all ever had to deal with a nigga that talk mad shit to you and then you got to finally put your hands on him, and how good and fucking therapeutic that feels.
But here's the funny part. The funny part of all that is he wasn't like, J-Rock basically kind of even hinted at like that he was doing all that shit to get Charlo to fight him, and then Charlo basically admitted that the reason that he fought J-Rock was because he was talking so much shit. He even said, I was gonna vacate the belt and go to 160, but J-Rock was talking so much shit that I came here for that one fight. So it's like, it worked.
It worked too good, because now they use J-Rock KO to promote Charlo's fight in a whole new different division.
Facts.
So I mean, you know, sometimes on what the lock said on I think if you get what you ask for, get it if you ask for it. Like, well, what's that, banned from TV? Nigga ain't a thief, then he better have the cash for it.
Yep, that's from TV.
Yeah. So you know, you get it, you ask for it, nigga. So hey,
word.
The world needs assholes to deliver it. So I mean, kudos to the Charlos.
Hey, and you definitely need assholes in boxing, because sometimes, although you know, you can have a classic, you know, where both fighters are cordial and friendly. You know, we saw that with Monster and Donaire. But sometimes you just want niggas that just, you know, that have problems with each other, or maybe even problems with themselves, that just go in the ring angry and fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got nothing wrong with, you know, classy gentlemen that get gangster in the ring, you know, like Monster and Daenerys, like, you know, hey.
Gangster gentlemen.
Yeah, we ain't gotta be beefing for real for me to put hands on you. Like, this is boxing. Like,
but sometimes you want to see that emotional content, like Bruce Lee always says. He said in Enter the Dragon, the emotional content. You know, or you miss all the heavenly glory.
I mean, shit. It is. That's how it be sometimes. I mean, with Jamil McCline and Chris Bird were friends. Their wives were friends, and when they got time to fight, these motherfuckers fought that shit.
Yeah, though. But when Bird and Touch of Sleep fought, they were friends too, and we saw what happened there.
Yeah, because one guy was like, you know what? I don't want to beat his ass. I'm gonna just try to outpoint him and always wanted to show I could outbox him, so I'm gonna try to outbox him. Like, it was a personal bet. Where Jamil McCline was like, well, I always thought I could beat his little ass, so I'm gonna beat his little ass. And different mentalities, bro.
Mentalities, though. But no. I'm just also, you know, we sidetracked a little bit, but like I said, that's what happens sometimes. You know, when card fights are good, you know, you get to you go from, you know, different type of tangents and whatever, and it all really makes sense. It all ties back in.
Yo, amen.
So the 26th, man. If you're a boxing fan, this is your day. This is a holiday. You know what I'm saying? This is the real boxing, not the Canadian boxing day. This is the United States boxing day.
Well, the United States only gets a few boxing days a year.
Yeah.
Had one earlier. I think it was the Povetkin White was the Boxing Day.
Yeah. And this one is the Boxing Day of all Boxing Days.
Yeah, this is definitely the Boxing Day of Boxing Days right here. Like I guess the other one was the appetizer.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but this one is like the buffet, family reunion barbecue, class pizza party, all that shit combined, nigga.
Yeah, and it's gonna be dope too. So definitely don't miss this. Like get what you need to get done in the morning. Get all that shit. If you have kids, tell them to be quiet or something like that. Send them to their room. Just sit there and watch boxing in your living room, den, or however you do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And enjoy yourself.
Marinate your barbecue and your meats and your foods the day before. Make sure it's built up.
Yeah, get liquor the day before. Don't make or get it early in the morning. Make sure because like I said, this. On paper, like this could this day, the 26th should really. First of all, I expect there should be some fight of the years. There should be some things out of the 26 that will probably move certain divisions or move how boxing is going to go for the rest of the year. So.
Yeah, I'm a real important card. Shit, I can't even talk about it. I'm so fucking hyped. Like, I really want to box somebody now. Let me feel like Charlo now. Like, flip over the table.
Yeah. I mean, I'm now getting over the whole 30-minute intermission, but I'm hyped for it. Niggas gonna have me like waiting after the first Charlo fight. Will the second Charlo repeat the first Charlo's performance? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball PBC.
Yeah, don't get in a fight with the Uber Eats driver.
Oh man, but I think we've talked a lot more than enough about these cars, man. We're all hyped to see it. We're all we definitely can't wait till next Saturday and everything.
Yeah, just cut the check. We promoted the hell out of this shit.
We did though. So before we get up out of here, do y'all two have anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Final thoughts?
King P.
Ring Gang Radio all day, every day. Twice on Sundays. So Ring Gang Radio all day since it's Sunday. Again, had to reiterate it for the people in the back. You already know where to go, ringgangradio.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You know the fucking vibes. And just keep loving boxing. We got the cartoons coming. Check out the cartoons. If you still Snorlaxing your way through the first one, go watch that. You know what I'm saying? You can't watch episode 2 before you watch episode 1. So get your ass over and watching that shit first.
Absolutely.
So, new Forgotten Fade article.
Hey.
So you already know where to go, ringgangradio.com, and just fuck with us. We fuck with y'all. Let's go through this amazing journey of boxing together. Let's not back foot box our way through this journey.
Oh man, yeah. Just ditto what King P said. New Forgotten Fades article up. With Zach Padilla versus Sucre Ray Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the younger guys might remember this fight with his later fights past his prime, but with Emmanuel Drunken Master Augustus. But the one where Emmanuel Augustus did the double punch.
Yep, exactly. And then
he was the guy on the receiving end of that. But if y'all want to see him in his prime and giving as good as he could get and take, read this article and watch the link. Pat Scorpio did an excellent job on the article. And just we really be killing this shit with the fucking Forgotten Phase. Whenever there's a weak boxing weekend, and it ain't, not this one, of course, but shit ain't popping like that. You know, you got a place on Ring Gang Radio. You know, Forgotten Fade, just hit the article tab, and they listed right there, man. Pat got whole gang of them shits. You know, you got 3 years worth of damn fights you could revisit. If a video ain't up and it's been taken down, we apologize. Just go ahead and damn take the name of the fight, because he done wrote good enough about the motherfucker.
Right.
So, and you go to another streaming site, whatever, and you just look the fight up, and boom, man.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, just keep that in mind. That's up right now. The cartoon is amazing. We dropping that either Monday or Tuesday.
Yes.
So that shit's gonna be official. Just got it tweet, you know, with a Prolific Genius. I'm about to send him a portion of part 3 to start working on. So, you know, we got a lot of shit in the chamber, just, you know, on its way. Me and Clanarchy gonna be dropping something in November. You know, we haven't did our little duo, the soulful shit, you know, in a minute. So no group shit, nothing, just me again. So, you know, so be on the lookout for that, and, you know, just make sure you follow us on all the social media and all that shit. Soul Wars, you know what it do, man. RingGangRadio.com.
Yes, sir, man. You know,
Oh, and shout outs to fucking Trinidad. I'm sorry, Felix Trinidad, for participating in the poll.
hey,
Yeah.
Yo, we had to mention that shit. This shit happened after the topic we had, but gotta
I mean, he was like, and that was completely
show him some love.
Exactly, man. Salute Tito Trinidad, man. You know, and then like just to, I mean, obviously the only thing I have to add is, you know, obviously the prediction videos myself have been working on. They'll probably be released later on in the week, probably by Thursday, you know, later than Friday, you know. Like I said, you know, they're pretty good, you know, just adding a couple of final touches and whatnot to them. And but yeah, you know, I think that's pretty much about it. You know, so for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, you know, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, you know, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.